watching News 10 ABC, your local news leader.
This month marks 80 years since the first Nazi concentration camp got liberated by the Allied forces during World War II. Now, for many of the survivors still with us, the memory of the Nazi atrocities is still very vivid.
A group of them from New York City recently visited the Catskills. It was a rare chance for them to put those memories aside to reflect and enjoy the beauty of upstate New York while bonding with fellow survivors. News 10 ABC's Zion Dakota has their story.
At Hudson Valley Resort in Kerhonkson, Ulster County, came a sisterhood of women traveling from Brooklyn. Though their stories are different, the ladies were trauma bonded by an unspeakable historic event. These Jewish senior citizens survived the Holocaust as children.
My mother from 11, nobody survived. My father from 7, nobody survived from Ulster Ghetto.
Frida Breyer and her family fled Romania in the 40s.
I was born in 1941, so we were always hiding. We went to Belgium, Italy, and we tried to come to the United States. We couldn't get papers, so we went to South America.
Their stories are as horrific as they are incredible. Lillian Feintuch and her mom were put on a train bound for Auschwitz to be exterminated. Miraculously, it broke down.
And the tracks were bombed. And that's why I'm here today.
Lillian and others escaped, but they were later spotted by a Nazi.
And all of a sudden, I look up and I see this Nazi running towards us. And I said, oh my God, this is the end of us. And I said my last prayer in Hebrew, whatever, Shema, whatever it is. And then instead of coming to the adults, which is a little further away from me, they came to me. He came to me. And he's standing, and I'm shivering. And I said, I don't know why he doesn't just take out that gun and get it over with, shoot me. And instead of that, he starts to cry. And he said, oh my God, he said, I thought that you were my daughter because I had long, blonde, very blonde hair.
Lillian said the soldier told them where to hide, how to disguise their Jewish heritage, and even brought them food. Her entire family survived. Dali Rabinovich still carries the emblem of her suffering.
Can you see the number?
Rabinovich showed me her Nazi identifier tattoo. She lost 3 of her brothers, and her parents were selected by the infamous Angel of Death, Dr. Joseph Mengele, for execution at Auschwitz. As the Soviets closed in from the east, the Nazis forced Dali and other Jews to walk to another concentration camp closer to Germany. Anyone who dared to take a rest would be shot dead on sight, hence the name Death March. Some loved ones wouldn't let that happen to her.
I said to my sisters also that I have no more strength to continue the walk. I have to sit down and rest. They knew what's going to happen to me. So they held me up and they dragged me the rest of the way.
Eventually, Dali fell asleep on the cold, snowy ground.
When I woke up, there were dead people all around me. You survived.
These survivors were brought together by the Blue Card. Founded in 1934, the nonprofit organization provides financial assistance to Holocaust survivors and victims of Nazi persecution in the United States.
We have like 3,000 people whom we serve.
Donor-funded, Blue Card assists with anything from medical care and psychotherapy to monthly checks for members below the poverty line.
This is a big message to us, that we're not forgotten, just because we suffered years ago.
I attended a day of their week-long Catskills retreat aimed at bringing survivors together. From sharing lunch to baking traditional challah bread.
First thing to do is pinch the top together.
This is challah bread. Challah bread. Challah bread. You gotta add the accent on it. And so the survivors learned a traditional Jewish dance, a proud embrace of the heritage, their heritage, that the Nazis tried to erase.
Zion joining us. This one of the stories a little farther we usually go for a story, but I know you wanted to make this trip to what's other takeaways you have from the experience meeting these women?
Well, as I made a point to mention in the story, a lot of the women said that it felt like they finally had a family. They had lost so much of their family during the Holocaust, so now they had people to fellowship with, because so many of them live alone, many of them have no children, some of them are widows, some of them are not married, so this effectively became their family.
Wow.
And they each instinctively know what the other lived through and survived.
Yes, they had similar experiences, so it was easy for them to bond. And the Blue Card provides so many services for survivors. They always need help. If you want to find out how to help, you can go to our website at news10.com, and you'll see a link to the Blue Card where you can read more about the services that they provide.
I'm glad you brought us that story.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Zion, thank you so much. Time now, we want to turn our attention to News 10 ABC Chief Meteorologist Steve Caparizzo and the weather. Cap?
Yeah, what a powerful story. Well done.